This is the 80s Show on iHeartRadio. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Say ho, ho. Say ho, whoa, ho, whoa. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
You've got mail.
How about that? Tom Hanks has type 2 diabetes. Doesn't seem like a big fat lard ass fat filled bacon wrap bacon eating fatty type of person, and my knowledge of diabetes has always been based on you get the type 2 if you're a big fat lard ass fat filled fatty. Maybe between movies he really oinks out. I don't know. Maybe I need to start adjusting my diabetes humor until after I do a little bit more research. I don't know. I do know this, though. It's Monday. Monday, traditionally being the giant screaming bag of suck that it is, it's a day where you and I will attempt to get through it together. Mondays have historically always sucked big, distended, swinging, hairy animal things that I can't mention by name on the air and remain employed, but suffice to say... Unless you are one of those people that just leaps out of bed with the joys of life, like you're alive, I tell you alive, the moment your feet hit the ground and you just look forward to every moment. A, you're boring and you're a liar. B, this does not apply to you. But if you're like the rest of the world, not only is today a Monday, but, it's that Monday during the joyous freaking Yuletide season. Yeah. I don't know about you, but as we've discussed in the past, I Grinch the hell out. I bristle at the sound of holiday music if it's not the week of Christmas. Christmas, that week, I am holly, I am jolly, my heart grows 2 sizes. Love it. Love every second of it. Love the family, love the gifts, love the food, love the... Well, I think the thing that I love the most is the sense of goodwill toward all men. That is what I think makes Christmas truly special. Forget the fact that, Jesus was probably born in October or so, I think was what we decided. And the fact that the shepherds were in their fields implies sort of vast historical inadequacies in the story of his birth. And the fact that, the celebration of Christ's birth was conveniently moved to a pre-existing holiday that is the winter solstice. Is something that can pick away at your dedication to the holiday. Forget all of that. Forget how we got there. Forget the lies that we all decided to believe because it was convenient. It is the one time a year that I can think of where more of the world embraces the idea of goodwill toward all men than any other time of year. And that I think is the magic of Christmas. And hopefully you can feel that, and hopefully you can fill your freaking heart with it as you make your way through this particular Monday. And if that's not enough, turns out that the whole Christmas spirit thing, all about being generous and nice to other people and goodwill toward all men, is actually really good for your health. Like, if you're not doing it for somebody else, do it for yourself. According to science, being generous around the holidays can actually make you a significantly healthier person. More likely to live a long time, more likely to be able to spend that quality time with your friends, family, and loved ones. So it's not just at Christmas. You get to live a long, happy, and fulfilled life by not being a dick during the holiday season. See, Christmas spirit is actually really good for you. It lowers your blood pressure. Back in 2006, study found that people who support their friends and their family emotionally or financially have lower blood pressure. Let me try that again, like a non-mealy-mouthed idiot that is a radio professional. A study in 2006 finds that people who support their friends and family emotionally or financially have lower blood pressure. Yeah. Also, when you do that sort of thing, you're more likely to feel supported in return. Yeah. You give, you get. It's just sort of a law of nature, it seems. The Christmas spirit reduces your stress level, too. Recently, people played this game where they had the option of donating some of their money to other players. And when the game was over, the ones who decided not to donate had much higher levels of stress. And the stress hormone, cortisol, which gives you that hard-to-get-rid-of belly fat, apparently. Do you know anything about that, Funkhauser? You ever heard anything about cortisol?
I know about belly fat. That's about it. I got some of that.
Apparently, it's not from eating mac and cheese and cinnamon toast crunch 4 times a week. It's actually from the hormone cortisol. And maybe we shouldn't be eating stir fry for breakfast. I don't know. I do know this though. Makes you happier when you indulge in the Christmas spirit. In 2007, researchers scanned people's brains, actually did brain scans, and gave them the choice to either keep $100 or donate it to charity. And the pleasure centers of their brains lit up more when they gave it away. It's an interesting one, right? And if you notice, all these things that they're associating with the Christmas spirit, which are apparently good for your health, well, you're not limited to practicing them just during the joyous Yuletide freaking season. You can have your blood pressure lowered. You can reduce your stress. You can make yourself happier every freaking day of the year. Now, granted, there's going to be off days. There's going to be days where you feel a little freaking rugged. And that's okay, and that's your prerogative. You have every right to be angry about the things that justifiably outrage you on a regular basis. But it doesn't serve us really well. Not a lot of the time. I mean, there's times where your anger makes you focused, makes you driven, it makes you defined. And those are the times that it can really be worth something. It can be a motivator. It can help you get things done. But going out of your way to not be a dick, being decent to your fellow man, not just during the holiday season, can make a humongous difference in your life and in mine. Something to bear in mind as we move forward. Slayer helped rescue a kitten before a show. It's true, they did.
You walk these streets most every day. You waiting to get washed away.
iHeartRadio shines the spotlight on Led Zeppelin.
Due to the heavy guitar-driven blues rock sound of their first 2 albums, Led Zeppelin are frequently recognized as the progenitors of heavy metal. However, the band's unique style drew from a wide variety of influences, including folk music. The group's later albums saw greater experimentation and were accompanied by record-breaking tours that earned the band a reputation for excess and debauchery. Rolling Stone magazine described them as the heaviest band of all time, the biggest band of the 70s, and unquestionable one of the most enduring bands in rock history. Keep listening to iHeartRadio for the next chapter of Led Zeppelin. If you can't wait, get more at iHeartRadio.com. Keyword Led Zeppelin.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with the neighborhood, talking about how they came to embrace black and white.
The black thing first came about, there wasn't too much depth to it. It was more so just like, all right, yeah, we're putting out a song and a video and a band name, and we're putting out a package, right? So to complete the package, I think that there should be colors to go along with it. So like, I thought about what's going to make people want us or remember us.
Or make us stand out.
At first, it was just like, yo, what do you guys think about black and white? Do you think that's cool? And everybody's like, dude, that's really cool.
It fit.
No matter what we do, like, this is how this is.
It's always kind of been a no-brainer. We want our aesthetics to match our sound.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of the neighborhood and all your favorite artists.
This is Extreme Talk on iHeartRadio. Generational, provocative, entertaining.
Hey, you, what's that sound? Coming so loud from your radio dial. AD, be getting down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all.
So, we would be remiss not to mention a couple of things. One of the things we'd be remiss not to mention is the fact that today is the 34th anniversary of the death of John Lennon. And on Saturday, Paul McCartney talked about it, where he was when he first heard the news and how he felt. It was on the Jonathan Ross show in England, which, by the way, brilliant piece of broadcasting. So next level. Makes all of us here in America look like we're moving in slow motion. But Here's and that's why he gets guests like Paul McCartney on his television chat show.
It was early in the morning. I was in the country, and I just got a phone call. It was just so horrific. You couldn't take it in, and I couldn't take it in, and I just just for days you just couldn't think that he was gone. For me, it was just so sad that I wasn't going to see him again, and we weren't going to hang up. And for me, the biggest thing was that the guy who took his life, the phrase kept coming in my head: "Jerk of all jerks." It was just like, this is just a jerk. This is not even a guy politically motivated. It's just some total random thing. I go, "Hey, Pop."
R.I.P. and thank you so much for everything that you have given all of us. So, let's talk about some humanitarian action in music today, shall we? The fact that Slayer rescue kittens now before shows. There was a time where people were genuinely afraid that metal bands would do things like toss animals out into a crowd and refuse to start a concert until those animals had been killed. I think those urban legends started with people like Ozzy Osbourne and Alice Cooper and things of that nature. And sadly, I think there were some actual animal deaths involved. Like, they were misnomers. I think Alice Cooper said he thought he was chucking a fake chicken out into the audience. It turned out it was real because someone threw a chicken up on stage, and he thought it was a fake chicken. He kicked it off into the audience, and the audience tore it apart. And that somehow morphed into the myth that maybe, just maybe, Alice Cooper wouldn't play shows until the audience had killed a chicken. And that couldn't be further from the truth. But there was a time when that's what metal was associated with: the death of animals before shows. And in this particular instance, Slayer helped rescue a kitten before a show. We'll get into that and the whys and wherefores of how it managed to happen a little later on. Right now, though, let's check in with super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser. You can tweet him at FunkFM is where he bees on Twitter. You can tweet me, too, at ADSXE. Barry Funkhauser, A, how are you? B, what's going on in the world? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. I saw Taylor Swift, which was
Oh, you went to Jingle Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
You unleashed your inner tween girl.
I did. I lost her there.
When you saw Taylor Swift, who else was on the bill?
Iggy Azalea. Who else? Everybody. I'm trying to think. It was massive. Like, some people came out and played one song and then left, and then some people came and played a half hour and left, and everybody in pop music was there.
Uh-huh. Now, generally speaking, when you see that kind of show, I don't know about you, but you're like, oh, it's going to suck because, look at the bill. It's going to suck. But did you go and did you have any of those moments where, like, oh my God, their music totally sucks, but I have a new respect for them because they can really sing and really play and really put on a show?
Yeah. Ed Sheeran.
Who was it? Ed Sheeran? Is he that, like, red-haired guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he sings his balls off. That guy's like, yeah.
I thought he was lame, and then he came out and played one song with an acoustic guitar at the Staples Center, and, with the acoustics there that's just echoey and reverby. He just knocked it out of the park there. It was great. Wonderful.
Yeah. He had one tiny moment where he was viewed as an alternative artist. He had this song called The A-Team, which, weirdly enough, like, in England, recreational drugs that are of a certain strength are called Class A's. And, I don't know, it's kind of just part of the vernacular out there to be like, I'm going to go out and take far too many Class A's tonight. And so he had this song called The A-Team, which was all about sort of, and you buy drugs by the gram. You don't buy the ounce, the metric. So, like, he has this line in it about selling love for a couple of grams. And I was like, immediately, not because I was some sort of London rent boy or anything when I lived over there, but I remember people doing Class A's, and I remember buying speed by the gram and all this sort of stuff. And, like, he really, for one tiny moment, really sort of captured the sadness that went with a lot of the drug culture.